Hello, everyone. So, uh, just for a heads up, I'm going to be ditching all of my PC, um, person-centered mental health language here. And because I'm talking about myself, I'm not talking about anybody else. So it's not going to be derogatory. So there's your trigger warning, even though I hate trigger warnings. Uh, this is a bit of venting, a bit of I don't even know what, and I'm gonna have to call my mom before I post this because she watches my videos and she's gonna be concerned, and I don't want her to find out from YouTube. She has to hear from me. I've been having a really bad week with anxiety. My mental health diagnosis is bipolar disorder, so I'm used to dealing with mood swings. Such is life. Um, Anxiety comes and goes, and this week it came with full force. And there's parts of living with anxiety, at least how it manifests in my life, that are really annoying and sometimes debilitating. Now, everybody gets anxious. So, to that end, I kind of, I don't know, berate myself a little bit because I think, it's not that big of a deal. So your heart pounds a little, so you're a little scared of this or that. But it's taken on a bigger form over the last week. Just to give you some idea, Monday I didn't go to work Monday. Um, I was scared to leave the house, so I think I left for 20 minutes, maybe half an hour, thinking I was going to go for a walk, sunshine, air, do some of the things that help me stay well. I take pills, but that's less than half of what usually helps me stay on point. So I went out, think I'm going to get some air, and I'm too scared to cross the street. I'm scared that my hip is going to come out of place and I'm going to fall. So mixing it with this anxiety is a little bit of paranoia and fear too. So I come home and I hide. Um, Tuesday, I go to work and I'm supposed to have a business meeting at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and starting at 9:30, I'm terrified about having to go because I'm going to have to drive, and I'm too scared to drive. So I had to go to my boss, and I felt humiliated doing it. They didn't make me feel humiliated, but I felt humiliated doing it, and had to say, I'm. They know I'm crazy at work. They don't call me crazy. I'm saying crazy. They know I'm crazy at work. But when the crazy bubbles over to the point where I have to acknowledge it, it bothers me. I said, I'm not in a good spot to drive. Is it okay if I call in and teleconference for this? And they, sure, absolutely, whatever you need to do, it's okay. So they can't teleconference, so I end up just not going to the meeting. They send me the minutes. So now I'm not able to do my job, because I'm too whacked out. So we go into Wednesday, not too much of a big deal yesterday, except on my lunch break, I usually go to this hospital that's like catty corner to where my office is. And I usually go out for a smoke while I'm doing it. And I'm standing on the corner, and there's a lot of cars. It's a four-way stop with stop signs. And even though when the cars stop, you can walk, I didn't feel safe doing it. So I stood for way too long on that corner. Just, I didn't feel safe. I didn't feel safe crossing the street. I was too worried something bad would happen. So I stood there for a really long time and then crossed and then got my drink or whatever. I usually get a Diet Coke when I go up to the hospital. And then came back to the office. Wasn't too bad recrossing the street to get back, and then was at my desk. And that led into today. And today's anxiety, which started around 8 o'clock this morning when I got up, was that I'm traveling tomorrow. Now, I'm not actually anxious about traveling too much, for whatever reason. We'll see what I feel like in the morning. But the woman who usually does the arranging for the vehicles and the petty cash and everything was out. So I had to go to one place to get car keys and whatever for the company vehicle, and another person to get petty cash. I didn't know where the office was of the woman who has the petty cash, even though I've worked there for 5 years. It's a couple buildings down and like on a second floor, I found out. So over lunch, I asked my director, which offices is she in? Because I don't know where. Again, humiliated because I've been there 5 years and I don't know where it is. Um, all morning I was panicking about how embarrassed I feel that I have to ask. something like that. And I didn't feel brave enough to go out looking for it on my own because then and I still went to the wrong building. And I was like, is this the right building for who? You know, and no, next door. I'm like, oh God. Because then I feel like incompetent and like I can't handle my own shit. That it's all like a big joke, that I'm actually really not capable of doing my job. They're all just being nice to me. Um, and kind of like, oh, let's make him feel like he has, you know, something to do during the day. He's kind of the crazy one we work with. You know, he's like the mascot. That's how I, you know, paint myself when I'm feeling like garbage, that I'm like the company mascot. We hire crazy people, and here's one. Now, mind you, that is not the tone at all where I work. I'm treated with dignity, I'm treated with respect, I am treated the same way as any other employee. But where my mind is going, I'm barely employable as far as that's concerned. So yeah, the week's just been filled with symptoms, and I don't do anxiety that often. It doesn't usually come in and settle to stay. But it's this is the side of crazy that I usually try to hide. I don't, you know, I have a lot of videos about mental health, and those are true experiences. There's some things I do usually try to keep to myself and hide. Like the way I talk to myself when I'm not doing well. I'm not always talking to myself with self-nurture and self-care. Sometimes it's get off your ass and stop being such a fucking baby. And particularly when I'm dealing with anxiety, that's how I talk to myself. For the other symptoms I have, there's a little more compassion, but when it comes to being nervous about doing things, about being anxious, I don't cut myself any slack. Everything is to be treated with exposure therapy, and then if I do make any sort of accommodation, like I did with trying to teleconference for the meeting I was too scared to go to, I still feel like that's failure. It's like, see, you can't even cope. Like, there's people with real problems. And this, you know, enter Mark. Mark's my, like, soundboard, you know, and he understands, I think, and gets some part of it. But I don't even want to say anything to him. And not because he makes me feel any certain way. I just feel like a moron for telling someone who on a bad day has trouble ambulating that I'm nervous because I can't find someone's office and that it's really bothering me. How stupid do I feel saying anything about that? So I just kind of keep that to myself. You know, when I'm in my office and I'm like grinding my teeth and literally biting my tongue because I'm thinking so loud that I think I'm going to open my mouth and just start talking out loud and then catch myself and think, was I just talking out loud? Did they hear me? Are they just being polite? Somebody would say something to me, wouldn't they? And then I start to worry about going crazy, and then I get anxious about going crazy, which drives me crazy. And it just seems to snowball on itself, and I can't. This is the part usually nobody sees. You know, no, I don't tell people about this one. This is the one that I deal with from 4:45 when I get home until Mark gets home, and then we chit chat, and then I try to suck it back together between 8 and 8:45 before I get to work in the morning. If I got up any earlier for work, I'd probably talk myself into not going. Excuse me. It's a chain smoking kind of day. So, I don't know. I'm not doing it on purpose. I'm probably malingering a little bit. I didn't want to make a video that was pity-seeking and attention-seeking, but how else could this be perceived, really? But it's what's on my mind, and I just, it's hard. I'm having a hard time right now. I'm having a really hard time right now, and I don't really feel like justified in being upset. You know, this didn't announce itself, and one of the only perks of bipolar is that whatever mood I'm in, it'll change really fucking fast, and it'll go away. But I don't know, I just feel like a hypocrite, kind of. Like I talk about mental health and how to take care of yourself and how to do this and how to do that, and then here I am blathering into my phone and then posting it, to what end? Like, to what end? What's that going to do? You know? And then I feel like just the negative attitude about everything. You know, why would I post something like this? To get a bunch of thumbs up and, hey, hang in there's? Like, and then I feel like so weak because that would probably make me feel better. And then what kind of person runs their life by the comments they get on YouTube? I've watched other channels of people who've posted videos kind of like this, and the feedback is mixed, and I don't know. But I do know that this is a side of myself that I usually don't show anybody, and it's a side of myself I usually try to bury and put away, and don't... This isn't for everybody to see. This isn't for anybody to see. Actually, Mark can hear about it, but I try not to show it to him because I don't want him to worry. And I try not to let on when I talk to my parents because I don't want them to worry. And at work, I'll give them bits and pieces. I'll tell them what's going on, but I won't tell them how I feel about it. And how I feel about it is like at the end of my freaking rope. I just want it to go away. Like, it's been long enough now. I just want it to go away. So that's all I've got. What I do know is that a good cry usually clears things out. So what I think my plan for the evening is, which a good plan does make things feel sort of safe, is I'm going to finish this. If I have enough data on my phone, I'm going to upload this. Well, I'm going to call Mom first because I don't want her to panic. And then anxiety runs in the family. And then I'm going to upload this. And I'll call Mark, or text Mark to let him know, because this whole video sounded like I'm over it. I'm not suicidal, I'm not homicidal, I'm not going to injure myself, I don't plan to go binge eat or binge drink, and I don't think I'll have to because I just gave myself a chance to get some of it out. But I'm gonna get a shower, I have to cut my hair, I'm gonna make my dinner, do my normal routines. Life by Jen posted a video, Cynthia just posted a video, Zach posted one this morning that I didn't get to watch, so I'm going to catch up with some of the favorite channels and just try to take it easy. The last tough love thing I'm going to say to myself is this: get off the cross, somebody needs the wood. So now that I've rightfully, or unrightfully, or selfishly, or attention-seekingly vented, I'm going to cut you guys loose. So if you've watched this far, thank you for watching. Please do subscribe, but check out the other content too. You can follow Mark and I on Instagram and Facebook. I'll put the contact information below. And give us the thumbs up if you like, and I will catch up with you guys soon. Again, if you watched this far, thank you for listening. Bye.